Hi, Cooper Glover, 1972. I'm here with a video, which is my weekly video that I do of the films I've watched every during the week. So you you might notice that usually I put it up on Saturday. Sometimes I put it up. Sometimes it appears on during after midnight after Saturday. So technically, it's really Sunday. I've done it a fair amount where you might see the video later, like when you wake up on Sunday, you might see my video that technically was done sort of on a Saturday, but really late at nighttime. So, but anyways, so I was going to do the video last night, and but I got talking to a friend of mine, a few friends of mine, and I couldn't. Well, I I decided to talk to them instead of doing my video. So, anyways, I'm just apologies for not doing it right away, but I intended to do it, so here it is for you. And I'm gonna cheat this week. I'm gonna tell you about a movie I saw today. Um, I haven't seen too many movies this week. I only saw four, including today. So there's basically three this past week and then one today. Um, and they're all stream movies. The first one's from Mubi, the website I visit a lot, that has foreign avant-garde classics, um, independent films. It's another Jean-Luc Godard film. It's called Oh Woe Is Me. It's from Switzerland. It's 1993, and it stars Gerard Depardieu, who's like the Robert De Niro, or I don't know, maybe Marlon Brando of France. He's like he's one of the big, he's like Catherine Deneuve or Michel Piccoli. Who else is a big star in France? Oh, um, a person I just talked about, I think it was last week, Delphine Seyrig. She's another famous French actress. But anyways, now if I could just remember the movie, I'm having trouble remembering all these things. But it had that pretentious, for lack of a better word, very very showy, ostentatious kind of movie. I'm trying to remember the movie. I watched it on Sunday. I'm trying to remember what happened in the movie, and I can't remember too well. I think they're making a movie. Um, if anybody remembers, just write it down. Write it down there underneath the video if you can. If you recall this movie that I'm talking about. Um, but I think it involves making a movie. That's what the film involves. Um, and there's those characteristic things like this one of the women in the film, she decides to go for a swim, and I guess it has a Godardian cruelty to it. Like somebody sees her, she's I think she's stripped her clothes off, and she's either has a bathing suit on or just her underwear, whatever. She jumps into the lake, and the this person passes by and throws her shoes into the lake, and I think it's a sort of like the Godardian cruelty he likes to engage in. And then there's all that text stuff. I think he has people read from text, from books, just various passages, and I don't think I liked it, if I can recall correctly. And maybe I didn't like it, so I don't remember it that well. And if I did like it, I'd remember it much better. But I really, I don't know what's wrong. I just can't remember this film that well. Um, Maybe Depardieu is a member of the film crew. I honestly can't remember this movie, so sorry for that. I'll try to be more informed, with the next bunch of films that I do. Anyways, let's go to the next set of movies. I watched two other movies this past week, and then I watched another movie this just before I did this on Sunday night from Shudder, which is another streaming platform which shows horror movies, and I think they have horror TV shows too. And they had this not a TV, a streaming, a series that they conduct like a TV show, sort of like a marathon, called The Last Drive-In with Joe Bob Briggs, which I've told you about in my previous video or videos, where he hosts various different horror movies and gives you interesting facts and tidbits of trivia in between parts of the movie. But anyways, I've been watching them quite religiously, maybe, I don't know, for lack of a better word. I just like to finish it off and get it done. So that's why I sort of stuck to that rather than watching Mubi. I don't know if some of the stuff on Mubi right now I want to watch, except for maybe Certified Copy. I think I want to watch that. There might be a movie on that. Well, there is a movie there on Mubi that's, I think, based on a Fassbinder script that was never made into a movie by Fassbinder, but it was made by somebody else. So maybe I'll watch that one too. But I'd like to maybe watch some movies off of Fandor, which is like Mubi. They have some Middle Eastern films on there and African films on there right now that I might want to watch. Maybe I'll watch some Netflix. If I watch Netflix TV, I feel like I have the obligation. I have to watch it all the seasons, and just finish the whole thing. And it feels like such a huge commitment. I mean, I have the Hobbit extended editions. The first one on DVD because I didn't have a Blu-ray player at the time, and the second and the third on Blu-ray. And it just takes forever to get through all the special features. I enjoy the special features, but it's like a chore to go through. And I'm on the third one, and I've only watched part of the special features in the third one, just a little bit of it, and I haven't touched the Blu-ray for quite some time, for many months, because I just feel it gets in the way of watching other movies. But not that I don't like to watch the special features on it, or it just, I don't know. I mean, that kind of movie is maybe not on my high priorities. Like foreign films more, or classic movies. I mean, I think I enjoy Lord of the Rings more than The Hobbit. But that Lord of the Rings is not my favorite type of movie. It's an enjoyable movie. They're enjoyable movies, and the special features are interesting. But and I have watched Lord of the Rings a few times after I watched, all the special features, and I've watched the movie. Sometimes, every once in a while, I've watched it. Well, not every once in a while. Maybe a few times, like once or twice after I had watched it when I first got them, that I watched them again. But I don't know. It's not like watching the great classic films like Citizen Kane or 8½, La Dolce Vita, Seven Samurai, Yojimbo, Throne of Blood, or, some of the great American classics or British classics like Lawrence of Arabia, Blade Runner, Fight Club, Taxi Driver, Raging Bull. Those are movies that really have a lasting impact on me, and I love to watch again. The Bitter Tears of Peter von Kant, World on the Wire, Aguirre, Wrath of God, Weekend by Godard. Those are the types of. Sorry, I'm digressing, but I'm just trying to give you some information as to how I view watching films. So, anyways, so the next film I watched in his drive-in marathon series was a film called Basket Case. It's directed and written by a man named Frank Henenlotter, and it came out in 1982. The cinematography is kind of crappy. I can't remember, the music's kind of cheesy, or it might have that 80ish kind of keyboard kind of sound to the movie. Just the cliched 80s kind of soundtrack, but involves two brothers. One is a normal guy, he comes to New York City, and he's from upstate New York, and he's carrying his brother in a basket. And he's come to New York City for a reason, I believe, and so things ensue, with the other brother. I don't want to give too much away, because even though the cinematography is kind of crappy and the film is kind of, and the production value, the sets and it's kind of shitty. The movie's entertaining, and when you get to the scenes with the other brother who's in the basket, that's the parts that really are very fun and entertaining to watch. They had I'm not going to say it. They had a certain special effect in it that looked kind of cheesy in the movie, but it's very entertaining, So, to backtrack, I forget I put stars on these. Oh, Woe Is Me. Out of 5 stars, I'd give it probably, I can't remember it that well. Let's just say 2.5, because I don't think I'd quite recommend it. Basket Case, I'd recommend. It's not an excellent movie. I'm going to give it 3 stars. Next film was a film I watched last night. It's called Reanimator, which is based on a H.P. Lovecraft novelette called Herbert West, Reanimator. Herbert West in the film is one of the characters. At the start of the film, he's in Switzerland, and he's managed to find a way to bring dead bodies back to life. The film was directed by Stuart Gordon, and it was produced by a man named Brian Yuzna. Stuart Gordon, I think the people in the film had they were theater actors or something, and maybe there's 2 weeks training for the film, but it was very well mapped out, I guess. And I think I'm getting some of this information from Joe Bob Briggs. I don't think there are any exteriors in the film, and they shot it on a fairly low budget, and I guess you could call them zombies when they're coming back to life, and it gets pretty entertaining pretty quickly. I guess with these films that Joe Bob Briggs is choosing, some of them might be crappy films or cheesy movies. Cheesy might be a better word to say than crappy, but they're entertaining. Like Pauline Kael said, it's good to. I'm paraphrasing, but it's good to appreciate junk. Like junk movies. Have a guilty conscience, and like movies that might not be high production value or good cinematography or whatever. Or, the next film I'm going to talk about basically sort of doesn't have a story, but. Anyways, so Stuart Gordon, I guess he moved to L.A. and then he approached this guy in Chicago. I think it was in Chicago, this Brian Yuzna, or Stuart Gordon from Chicago, and then he went to L.A. and then he met this guy called Brian Yuzna in L.A., something like that. And they formed Did they form a partnership to make this movie? I don't know. They got together and sparks flew and they made this movie. So um, it came out in 1985 and it's entertaining. You know, the thing I find kind of bad about it is the the score to the film, because it's like a direct rip off of um, what's his name, Bernard Herrmann's Psycho score. I mean, they start the score off, and you can hear some of the same chords. I guess that's the right word of the Psycho score, and then it changes it as the music goes on. So you'll hear remnants of the Psycho score, and then it will change into something else, and then it'll go back to the Psycho score, and then change a little again. So it's not a carbon copy of the Psycho score, but you know, you can definitely hear some of the bars or notes or whatever that you can definitely identify it's the Psycho theme. You know, so this film I give probably oh, at least 3 stars. I at least recommend that. I'm gonna give it 3.5 because I mean, it just goes way out. One of the other characters, something happens to him, and well, he carries around something with him. People that seen the film, they'll probably know what I'm talking about. Something happens to him, and he's carrying something with him to the morgue. Um, so I wish I could say it, but I think I'll spoil it if I do. And one of the main characters becomes like a zombie character, and so all these twists and turns to the film, which are kind of interesting, and make it makes the film much more interesting and much more involving as the film goes on. So 3.5 stars, I guess. And then Demons. This is a film directed by Lamberto Bava, produced by Dario Argento, and came out in 1985. Same year as Reanimator. So this is a complicated history behind it, I guess, too. It has like five directors, maybe. Lamberto Bava is the son of Mario Bava. Joe Bob Briggs said first film he worked on, I believe, was for Mario Bava's father, which was the film that was an influence on Alien. What's it called? Planet of the Vampires. But anyways, Joe Bob Briggs says he was really the director of the movie, and it was produced by Dario Argento. And I guess Dario Argento might have had a bomb or something before this, I think. So he decided to produce, or at least produce for a while, something like that, Joe Bob Briggs was saying. And it has a lot of gore in it. It's kind of ridiculous. And this film basically, it's sort of like, I mean, they're not zombies, but basically they are, because once you get clawed by one of these people that are, quote, demons, you become a demon. And a lot of it is just ridiculous, you know. Why does it stay in a movie theater? Why do they get... There are a lot of holes in the plot, you know. There are a lot of holes in the story, if there's a story, you could say. You know, like when they're trying to get out of the theater, there's a brick wall blocking them. Where did that brick wall come from? There's no like exposition for that. It reminded me of another movie, a great movie that I like, called The Exterminating Angel. That, you know, has doesn't have a rational point to it, but works anyways, because it's like it approaches the material from like a surrealist, maybe a Freudian angle, And because of the way it approaches the material and the way it's done, it works, with people watching it. Unless you're not one of those people that like Buñuelian type movies, because Buñuel's films are kind of like dreamlike kind of movies that require that you take your logic and park it at the door, if you know what I mean. Um, anyways, yeah. So there's a lot of holes in this movie. Like the people in the movie theater, they go up to the balcony and they rip the seats out and they block the entranceway to the balcony. But why would you do that? Because the balcony is you're blocking yourself in, and you're why are you ripping seats out and then they throw them off the balcony? And there's just incredibly lots of holes. The audience from the movie, they go upstairs, they go downstairs in the movie theater building. These punks come in, but they're underneath the building, maybe in the basement or something. I mean, just lots and lots and lots of holes. There's a helicopter that crashes in at the end. It doesn't make any sense. But it's like one of those movies like I was talking about. I think it was last week, like Sorority Babes and the Slime Ball Bolorama. If you can just not be too critical or say this film is not like Citizen Kane and I'm not going to watch it, or this film is not like Lawrence of Arabia or 8.5, or of course those are big name films, but there are other films that are on maybe not the same level, but you watch this film because you want to have fun watching a movie, and you're not too critical of things, But if you're wanting to watch a movie that makes a lot of sense, and you care for the characters, this is probably not the film. I guess you could say that. It's just kind of ridiculous, So, anyways, so I Demons, I give. Maybe I give it 3 stars, even though it's kind of ridiculous, because it's entertainingly fun. So I might give it 3 stars, which is kind of not typical for me, because it's absolutely ridiculous. Maybe I'd give it 2.5. I might give it 3 stars. Maybe I'll regret saying that. But I'm going to give it 3 stars because I think it does keep you entertained. Because even though it doesn't have really, the exposition is weak, and there's a lot of holes, I think it engages you, and you're having fun. That's I think the reason why I give it 3 stars. It's a lot of fun to watch. So, and of course, Demons would encourage more movies to be made. Joe Bob Briggs said they made, before Demons reached Germany, they shot Demons 2 and they released it in Germany. I think they released Demons 2 in Germany before Demons 1 even was shown in Germany. And they made a string of these Demons movies, some of which had no relevance to the first 2 Demons films. I think I have the 3rd Demon film, which goes by another name called The Church. I think I have it, but I haven't watched it. I don't know when I would watch it. Probably not on my list of priorities, not on my list of movies that I stream to watch, or movies that I own to watch, or even see in a theater. I don't know. Maybe I'll watch it. It's unpredictable. I have no idea. This Joe Bob Briggs thing is just trying to make me see films that I normally might not look at. So, anyways, that finishes it for this week. I'll try and go back to when this coming Saturday comes up, I'll try and do it, my usual video then. It'll probably, well, I think I did a video once in the afternoon on a Saturday. I decided not to do it like really late at night and, have it appear like to people like when they wake up on Sunday morning. But it might be late Saturday night when I record that video. But anyways, I plan on doing it. I was just delayed this week. Oh, and I was watching some films for a film festival, so that sort of delayed me. So yeah. So and I saw a film. I go to this film festival, and I saw a film one day of the week on a Wednesday. So I guess I was busy doing other things. So, anyways, I hope you enjoy. Hope you enjoy this or whatever. I guess I don't know. Anyways, I'll see you soon. Oh, and check out my GarageBand songs. I just put up a few recently. I think it was yesterday or the day before. One's called The Tyrant Must Die, which has just a montage of pictures in it. And usually my GarageBand videos only have one picture per video. And the other one's called, what's the other one called? Doom and Gloom. Doom and Gloom. So yeah, those are my newest two music GarageBand videos. So check them out. Yeah, Doom and Gloom. I tried something with the guitar. I slid a fork on the strings, so there's kind of a unique effect you'll hear on the video. All right, signing off. I'll see you soon. Bye.